It was 6:45 a.m. when I bolted toward my garage, clad in a crisp suit, coffee sloshing in one hand, briefcase swinging in the other, only to skid to a halt as my gut sank. There it was again, Lisa's hulking maroon SUV, sprawled across my driveway like it owned the place. I had 10 minutes to get to the most critical job interview of my career, and her vanity plate boasting best vibe mocked me as my brain scrambled. It wasn't just déjà vu, it was fury laced with dread. I'd begged, left notes, even pleaded with the HOA, but Lisa's car was a steel middle finger to my existence, blocking my shot at a 6-figure salary. Standing there hard hammering, I knew one thing. If I wanted my life back, I'd have to wrestle it from her, starting with that smug bumper. My name's Ethan, a 32-year-old software engineer who builds systems sharper than the people around me. That might sound cocky, but 2 years next to Lisa earned me the right. She treated rules like optional trivia, her trash bins festering for days, her dog yelling all night, her party guests clogging the street. Worst of all, she parked wherever her SUV landed, fire hydrant, mailbox, or most often my garage. At first I tried civility, assuming she'd missed the memo. The first time she blocked me, I left a polite note with a smiley face. "Hey, could you not park here, thanks?" It came back crumpled under my wiper. I went to the HOA, but they shrugged, saying, "Sort it out like adults, code for lease is our pal, so deal." I installed a camera for proof. She waved at it, blowing kisses like a reality TV diva. Every time I neared my breaking point, she'd moved just before a ticket or tow. It was like she had a radar for dodging troubler. Maybe it was her cozy chats with the HOA president, Mark. That morning, though, everything shifted. The interview wasn't just big. It was my escape hatch, a robotics firm I'd chased for years, promising a move across the country. Far from Lisa, I'd prepped obsessively, dry cleaned my suit, rehearsed my pitch-skipped poker night, but none of it mattered with her SUV squatting in my way. I knocked on her door calmly at first. No answer. Knocked harder. Nothing. Her phone rang inside. I pounded until my knuckles burned, then spotted the note on her mailbox. Out for brunch back at 10 a.m. Brunch at 6:45 a.m. She knew exactly what she was doing. I sprinted 6 blocks to the bus stop, sweating through my shirt, only to watch the bus pull away. The next one was 25 minutes out. Ride share, triple search pricing. Desperate, I borrowed my neighbor Dave's rickety bike and pedal 8 miles, arriving with one pant leg rolled up and grease-stained hands. The receptionist eyed me like I'd crawled from a dumpster. I fumbled through questions, blanked on project details, and choked when asked where I'd be in 5 years. Not stuck behind a maroon SUV, I nearly blurted, I didn't get the job. Back home, I slumped on my porch, staring at my garage like it had betrayed me. Lisa's SUV was still there, unmoved. Taunting anger gave way to resolve. If she wanted to play dirty, I'd play smart. That night, I cracked open my laptop and dusted off my Raspberry Pi. I sketched a plan: motor control, proximity sensors, fail, safes. Lisa thought this was her game. She didn't know she'd just sparked a war, and my garage was my weapon. For days, I poured my rage into the project, soldering late into the night, coding logic loops, testing actuators on a mock panel in my basement. I didn't want to wreck her car, just send a message she couldn't ignore. The system would detect obstructions, open slowly, and nudge anything in its path with just enough force to mark it. To onlookers, it had looked like a glitch. To Lisa, it would be personal. On the 5th night, I finished and tested it with a trash can, then a cardboard box. Both tipped perfect, lino damage, just a gentle shove. I grinned. It was ready. The next morning, her SUV was back, parked like a dare. I set my coffee down, hit the control panel, and watched via camera as the door hummed to life. It crept forward and tapped her bumper. Her alarm wailed like a banshee. Lisa stormed out in a bathrobe, shrieking, "What the hell?" I stepped outside, finding confusion. Sensor glitch maybe happens. She gaped at the faint white streak on her bumper. I didn't smirk, just sipped my coffee and offered a body shop's number. She stomped off, but I'd rattled her. The thrill didn't fade by evening when I saw her pacing past my house, smoothie in hand. Smirking, her SUV was now parked just off my driveway, close enough to taunt. She was testing me and I was ready to sharpen the line. I tweaked the system, adding an ultrasonic sensor for wider detection and a 5-second delay to make the nudge seem accidental. I tested it on a chair, then an old fridge. Both moved with a satisfying thud. The next day she parked dead center again, blocking my bins on trash day. Petty didn't cover it. I triggered the door from inside. The camera caught it. A slow nudge. Another alarm shriek. Lisa burst out, filming with her phone like a courtroom drama. "Director caught you damaging my car." She barked. I strolled out calm. "You parked in my way. Can't control the sensors." She thrust her phone at me. "You think this is funny?" I tilted my head. "Not funny." Automated, she huffed and stormed off. The HOA called later, Mark droning like a disappointed dad. "Your garage is causing issues, Ethan." I cut in. "I filed complaints about Lisa's parking. You said handle it." I did, safely within code silence. "Just keep it cool," he muttered, too late. Lisa got cautious, parking just shy of contact, but tight enough to cramp my space. Then she escalated. One morning my tires were deflated, not slashed, just carefully loosened. My camera feed cut out at 2 a.m. Power disabled. I doubled down, adding a solar-powered backup and a hidden camera in a fake owl on my porch. Days later I caught her on audio laughing with a friend. "Wait till he sees his mailbox tomorrow. He'll regret that garage." My pulse raced. I could have gone to the police, but I wanted something sharper. Public poetic. I added voice recognition to the system. Trained on her scream, "Open your damn garage." If she said it, the door would obey. It was bait, and I waited. The community barbecue was her stage. Lisa ran it like a queen, her music blaring, chairs spilling onto my lawn without asking. When I moved one, she snapped, "Don't touch that." I smiled, went inside, and cued her recorded voice through my porch speaker. "Open your damn garage," echoed. The door obeyed, nudging her SUV with a foam roller. I'd coated in washable white paint. A bright stripe bloomed across her bumper. As her alarm screamed, guests gasped. Lisa slipped in her sandals, face pale. I stepped out, coffee in hand, voice glitch. Hope that paint washes off." Her eyes flickered with doubt. She wasn't untouchable anymore. The barbecue incident rippled. Neighbors whispered some laughing, others feigning shock. Lisa's grip weakened. Even Mark distanced himself. But she didn't quit. She switched to sabotage. Eggs in my mailbox, loosened porch bulbs, flipped bins. I baited her again, taping a fake note to my car. "Don't let Lisa see the garage log USB," and left an empty drive under the dash. That night my wheel well camera caught her sneaking in. Grabbing it, I printed a still of her face mid-theft and taped it to her door. Her SUV vanished for days. Blind shut, I thought she'd cracked, until the HOA summoned me. At the meeting, Lisa sat smug beside Mark, accusing me of weaponizing my garage. I laid out schematics, logs, and video of her, shouting the trigger phrase. Then I slid a USB across. "This shows her breaking into my car." The room froze. Lisa hissed I didn't steal. I replied, "Opening my door and taking something is a crime. I haven't called the cops yet." Mark ended the meeting early. Neighbors started confessing their own Lisa horror stories. Her yelling at kids, filing noise complaints, threatening lawsuits. Her rain was crumbling, then her SUV disappeared. A moving truck came. She was gone. No goodbye. The street exhaled. Peace settled, but trouble loomed. Mark and 2 strangers showed up, citing Lisa's lawsuit against the HOA, claiming my garage was unsafe. I let them inspect. Sentinel was flawless. Then a lawyer served me papers. Lisa sued for emotional distress and property damage. I didn't flinch. With my cousin, a paralegal, I filed a counterclaim packing every video log and timestamp. In court, the judge dismantled her case, pausing at her shouting her car break-in, her HOA lies. "This isn't a claim, it's provocation," he said, dismissing it. My counterclaim won legal fees and damages. Lisa left the courtroom, sunglasses hiding her defeat. The neighborhood celebrated. A couple left a pie. Dave invited me to poker. Mark sent revised HOA rules inspired by recent events. Lisa's house went up for sale, emptied by movers. But one morning, a black sedan idled outside her old place. A woman with a clipboard scanned the street, tied to Lisa's lawyer. I upgraded Sentinel facial recognition cloud alerts. When the sedan returned, I waved until it left. The house was delisted. Lisa's shadow faded. Kids played freely. Lawns relaxed. Sentinel greeted me. "Welcome back, Ethan." The real revenge wasn't the paint or the lawsuit. It was the quiet, the peace I'd engineered, not with shouts, but with precision. And as the sun set, I knew I'd won.